Hello everyone and welcome back to another video today, today we are back at the allotment, and today we're going to be planting some tree seeds. As you can see, this is just a bag I brought them in. There's some more in there, but I'm going to do most of them in the fridge, but some of them we're going to do naturally outside in this bed. I'm going to plant some carrots in there later on in the season as well, but for now we've got some things like some red oak, some hazelnuts, some beech, some lime trees. They're not like the limes, like the citrus thing, obviously. They're like those street trees you get. I'll put a few pictures of them up on screen. And yeah, we also have hazelnuts, some maples and all that good stuff. So some like red maples, like Japanese maples, that sort of stuff. I've cleared this bed out. It used to be a strawberry bed. It had a few bricks in the bottom, so I've took them out. I think I just did it because of tree roots, but I've took them out anyway, so it is dropping to bits a bit, but you know, we will actually block some bricks around it in the future. These posts are here so we can put some netting round and over it to stop squirrels digging up the nuts. I think today though, I'll just put the netting over it, just like on here with some bricks on top of it, but probably in the next week I'll put it properly around. So yeah, I just wanted to do this naturally, but we'll do some in the fridge later on. So I found this old spade little trowel thing, perfectly preserved in the soil. Probably used this like 6-7 years ago. It's a little kiddies one, but yeah, I think I'll use this today. Probably because it's what I used when I planted the strawberries in this bed. But as you can see, it's very nice just to scrape away the soil. So yeah, this soil is really good, as you can see. Probably don't pick up on camera how black it is, but because the light levels are quite rubbish at the moment, but it is very black but light brown, so it's not been hot, super hot, but it's been well good. Yeah, I think it's mainly duck bedding, so pine shavings, manure and compost, so that's what it's made of. Had strawberries in it all this time, but you know, now it's time to switch it up a bit. And yeah, let's get these trees in, and we'll see how they grow. So I thought I had 2 packets of red oak, but it's actually 2 packets of hazelnuts, so I think I'm going to do only 4 red oaks and just do the 1 at home, see if that'll grow. And yeah, I'll do a whole packet of hazelnuts. So yeah, I did miss the hazelnuts before the squirrels in the field, but hopefully these ones will grow. But yeah, let's just get planting these. For some reason, red oaks are quite expensive in this country, in the UK. I think that's just purely because they're not like that common, because they're not native. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do, just move some of these leaves out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them just under the surface, if I can get them out of the packet. So yeah, just under the surface. I do a little trench here. It's nothing, don't need to be neat or anything. So I'm just going to drop them in. They obviously won't be in here permanently, they're just going to grow in here for this season. Let's put that one in over there. Got another one here. They seem to be quite good. I haven't done the test with the water to see if they're good seeds, but we'll just have to wait and see. So as you can see, that is all of those. That's 5 hazelnuts in there. So I think what I'm going to do is just cover these up a little bit, like that. Just very easy, they just need a dormancy period, that's also, once it's cold, we'll give them a dormancy period. So I think what I'm going to do now, before I start doing anything else, is to get some labels and just put at the end so I know what was there if they don't germinate. So this label, these are old labels, I don't know if the camera will show it up because of the light, but it already says red on it, so I'll have to put his oak on that. So that's red oak, and do hazelnut. So just doing this in pencil. So camera's not really showing anything up there, but that says hazelnut. Shows it not very well on this camera. So I'm just going to put that in there. So that's hazelnut. The next one we'll do is red oak. Just do a little trench. Open them up if I can. These little bags, not easy to open when they've got big acorns in them. As you can see, they're quite nice big ones. I'm gonna leave one in the bag to do in the fridge. Let's go put them in. I'm just gonna put them in downwards like that way. But it really doesn't matter. As long as I wouldn't recommend putting them like that. Put them on the side, put them like that. I'm going to do those two on downwards and these two on the side. If you think, normally they end up on the side, so just do what you want with them. Is nothing. One might be better, one might be worse, but there's nothing to worry about. Level the soil off a bit. I'll stick that label in. So that's them done. Chuck them out of the way, them packets. And yeah, now we've got 2 English oaks. I believe they're English oaks. They've grown on the allotment, so yeah, I think we'll dig them up. I'll try and nick them up with this little spade here. So one's already in a pot. I put that in a pot not so long ago. Well, I say not so long ago, a good few months ago now, but I don't know if you can see little stick thing there. That's an oak. They're not very straight at all, but we'll plant them straight and see how they go. I don't know which is the front on this. I think this is the front. It's just such a small spade. It's just bending. Wow. It shows how cheap these things can be. I think I'm going to get the proper job.
A few moments later.
So I've got a decent trowel now, so I'm just going to tease under this tree, doing it quite far away because they will have long tap roots. So as you can see, that one's gone quite far down. As you can see, this acorn's been planted, and then probably a stone or something's been there and it's gone like that, but that'll be act as a root eventually. But it's just a matter of being very careful with it. But you've got to get it out, so you can't be too careful, but as long as you don't damage that tap root. As you can see, what I mean by the tap root is that long root that goes all the way down. The one in that pot, if I just turn this camera around, the one in that pot won't have as long a tap root. It would have hit the bottom of the pot and just started circling the pot, but this one got quite a long tap root. As you can see, I just scraped the surface of that root, but that will be alright. And where that's grown like that, if I plant the tree like that and put the soil up to there, that might have roots come out, because that is extremely like more fibrous there. So I'm pretty sure roots are already coming out of it, as you can see, little ones. So yeah, that should be alright. We'll get this one and this one at the side of those red oaks, and they should grow well for next year to be planted in their final position. So as you can see, this one in this pot here, I tried to choose quite a deep pot so the taproot was at least something decent. I always find with young oaks that the leaves always stay on a lot longer. There's a small oak tree in the corner of the field, quite a young one, and that always keeps its leaves for a lot longer. So I don't know if it's something to do with how they are growing, or maybe just the positioning of the tree, because it's a lot lower, but it is quite strange how it does do that. So what we're going to do is a strawberry plant root there. What I'm going to do is just dig quite a deep hole for this one, because you want the taproot to go all the way down, as far down as it can. There's quite a few leaves at the bottom here, because when digging some of the bricks out, it mixed it up a bit. So that should go in perfectly there. That root is going straight down. So what I'm going to do, just place it in there, just get that leaf out of the way. There's a bit of a brick at the bottom there still. It's like a little bit, but that should be alright, as long as it's not sitting on the brick anyway. So just gonna put that in like that, put the soil around it, hold it up carefully. It's a good firming in. The soil is very cold at the moment, so that should help with the seeds and their dormancy period. As you can see, it's leaning a little bit that way, so I'm just going to get a thicker piece of soil, probably a piece of clay or something, and just wedge it at the side of it, just to keep it upright, keep it firm. So yeah, as you can see, tiny little tree there, but that should be an absolute monster in about 50 years time. So time for this one in the pot. Just gonna shake it out of the pot. As you can see, there's a bit of clay in the pot, because I tried to get like a whole root ball of it. Don't know if you can see. That's like where it sprouted there. And there's quite good roots on that still. Better roots than the other one. But again, this one's got a little bit of a lean on it. So yeah, it should straighten up. They do straighten up when they're older, but yeah, we'll just try and give it a helping hand. Try and not damage any of the buds, the placement of the buds or anything like that. Just let an oak tree do what it's got to do. So yeah, there's quite a few strawberry roots still in this bed, so yeah, just let the oak tree do what it's got to do. But I'm just putting them in here just to keep an eye on them, and until find a permanent place for them to go. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but there it is. It's very hard to see on this camera. So yeah, that's them. And now I think I'll get some maples in, and that'll be it for today here at the allotment. And then I'll go home and either today or tomorrow I will do the other ones to go in the fridge. So these lime trees need 6 weeks of warm weather, about room temperature, and then they need cold dormancy after that. So we'll have to see if they grow, but it's always worth a try to have a go at doing them in this bed here. So not going to do many. I have to stand on this bed, but try and not compact it. Just gonna scrape away the soil. These do look quite close, and they are quite close, but they're only going to be in here this year. It's just like a propagation bed, if you know what I mean. So, if you want to know the scientific name, don't know if it'll focus, but yeah, that's a scientific name for them there. I do a few, that many. So put them in. I'll be surprised if any of these do grow, but it will always be exciting to see what does happen with them. Got a few more here. Put them in. If I do find that two do lean together and grow extremely close to each other, I obviously will prick one out and carefully replant it. But you want to avoid that, especially when it's warmer weather. So I'm going to get a label for that. So I've put a label in for that, and I'll quickly write one for the copper beech. These are old labels, so I'm just crossing out some other stuff as well. So copper beech will go at the side of those, just in there like that. So I'm going to do the same with the copper beech. I haven't got as many for copper beech, but yeah, we'll see. We've got one copper beech at home because of the ones we did in the fridge. I think the others did sprout and they started to come above the surface, but they sort of rotted off. I think it was because it was too warm in the house, but the other one is doing very well. So yeah, I would recommend don't start them when it's really warm in the house. If you've got like a conservatory or a heated greenhouse, I'd recommend that's the best place to start them. Just chucked half the soil off there. Copper beech, normal, common beech, plant them the same. I'm going to do like a video on how to plant them in the future, a bit more detailed. Bring the camera up a bit so you can actually see. Don't want that many, just a few. Drop one there, I'll get that. So keep the rest of those. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If one of these grows, that'll be very good, because copper beech and any beech, apparently they only have good crops of nuts every 8 years. Some will grow, but some years will be better than others, apparently, with how the tree grows the seeds. So that's interesting to know. But unfortunately for us growing them, it's not the best. Just tap that down a bit. I think I'll put some maples in as well. Got some red maple, and let me have a look. We've got some snow gum, which is basically sugar maple. We've got Douglas fir, we've got all that lot as well, but I think I'll plant them at home. in the fridge because, you know, like they're smaller seeds. So what have we got? Red maple, and sugar maple. Red maple, and then here have sugar maple. You can get, like, don't confuse like snow gum with like the other plant. I forgot what it actually is, but there's another plant called snow gum, but this is snow gum like maple. So we've got red maple going there. I don't think we'll have enough room for carrots here, but I'll find somewhere else for them to go. I could have just like one just on the very edge along there, just one little strip of carrots, but we'll have to see what we can fit in without it being too overcrowded. So did I do red maple first? Yep, red maple is going in first. So, you know, you can do this with sycamore, all sorts of trees, maples, pretty much the same thing. If you just grab a handful of the seeds, don't bother taking like them wing things off them. You know, just plant them as they are. I would recommend though, if you are planting sycamore, don't plant loads of them because they are growing everywhere at the moment, and if you plant them in the middle of your lawn, you'll have loads of sycamore trees coming up everywhere, all over your lawn. So I wouldn't recommend planting them in your lawn. So I'm just going to put these on the surface and then press them in. So 1, 2, 3. I planted loads there. Spread them out a bit. And what I'm going to do is just press those in. Pressing them in so they're in good contact with the soil. These ones are really small seeds, they're not like rounded ones, these aren't. Just gonna then just lightly cover those. Just a tiny bit of soil. If they are still a little bit visible, it shouldn't matter too much. So that's red maple. I actually think these are got the wrong label, to be honest, but yeah, they are definitely sugar maple seeds. Got a good few there. You can see these have got the wings on. Don't, you're wasting your time snapping them off. Just wasting your time. So these, I'm just gonna scrape the soil back a little bit. Just gonna put them in. And then cover them, ever so simple, and then just tap them down. So yeah, that's that. And I think I'm just gonna give it all a good tap down like that. My knees are very wet and muddy at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna clear up here for today, and I'll hopefully see you either later on or tomorrow, and we'll put some in the fridge to get their dormancy stratification period, I can't say that word, in the fridge. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later on or tomorrow. So it's a few days later now, so what we're going to do is get the seeds into these pots. For the bigger ones, we're going to put them in these little pot things to get them to put in the fridge. And then for the smaller seeds, what we're going to do is put them straight into a paper towel and do the paper towel method. I've put some label on it there. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, I've done it in pencil so it doesn't like smudge, whereas ink would smudge. So I'm going to do the hazel and the red oak together. You won't be able to really tell the difference when, you know, once they're in, but, you know, we'll be able to tell the difference when we plant them. It's just to save space because we only have one red oak. These are just to get them to do their dormancy period. Just gonna put them in. Don't matter how you really put them in. Just for their dormancy, they're not gonna grow in here. Once they're done in here, they're going in a pot or in a seed bed or something. So yeah, that's that. I'm doing this inside, so I've got a tray down and everything, you know, to keep it neat. Because I don't want my mum to not be very happy and find soil everywhere. So hopefully this way she won't find out until we do the video, upload the video. So I'm going to water that in a bit. Just put the lid on that. That can go in the fridge, all nice and neat. And what other one I've got next? The large leaved lime. So these needs to be 6 weeks out the fridge and then 6 weeks in the fridge. So yeah, but when you do water these, just make sure it's only like a little bit, because otherwise they will rot and it'll go all mouldy and smelly inside your fridge, and you obviously don't want that. Get these seeds out of this packet. I don't know how the audio is because I'm using my Blue Yeti microphone, the big microphone, and I've just got to sync it up with the mic in my camera, so hopefully I'll be able to do that pretty much okay. So I'm just going to put them in. Then it should just shove them down. Put a bit of soil over it. So that's that one. I'm going to put the lid on that. So I'll just probably put this in a dark place, but you know, where it's about 18 degrees, 18 to 20 degrees, so about room temperature. So now copper beech. These are quite a nice tree. So I'm only planting a few there. So we've already got this little pot, you see. Not gonna stay in here much, but you can't just pile them on top of each other. It's a good job of using this tray. I'm gonna wash this tray good after. It's had soil on it. These have got little holes in the top, really small holes, just to let a bit of air circulation. Right then, put those to the side. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to make some labels and do the paper towel methods. So what we're going to need is a bag, and these are like some revision cards got from school, so we'll use them. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a pencil. I've got one here for Douglas fir already, so that's that one, and I'll do the rest. So that's Douglas fir. We've got Scots pine. So yeah, let's do all this. Right then, so hopefully it isn't too dark now. I should be able to still do this whilst you can see. Scrape that soil to the side on that. So what I'm going to do for each one, just rip that paper a bit, don't matter though, is we're just going to get a bit of paper and put them on top of each other. So I'm just going to do that the same. I'll do one to show you what I'm doing. So basically I'm doing Scots pine here. It's basically how I showed the Christmas trees in the past, but if you haven't seen that, I'll show you how I do it. I'm just going to very carefully put a tiny bit of water on the tissue. Make sure it gets to the edges. It will naturally do that anyway. And then what you're going to do, this has got a bit of soil on it, but that shouldn't matter. Fold it into a little square, like that. And then what I'm going to do is just open this packet, put a few of these on my hand. I'm not going to use all of them. I'm just going to put them on there like so, and fold this second piece in half and into another quarter like that, and just dunk that in the water. Don't want it soaking, but you want it so it's moist and, you know, visibly, you can visibly see that it's got some water in it. And just going to fold it up like that, and then just shove it in the bag, and then just scrunch the top of the bag up a little bit like that, and just leave that. I'm going to put it in this tub when I'm done with the water, just to keep them all, you know, together, if you know what I mean. So that should be good. So, you know, I'll do the rest, and yeah, I guess I'll be right back. So the last one I'm going to do is some apple seeds. Got 3 of them. They're not from our own apple trees, so that isn't, you know, the best, but I thought we'd give these a try. They're from shop brought apples about a few months ago, but we'll see if they grow. I just got 3 of them. Gonna put that in there, squeeze some of the water out, put it in this bag. I'll see if I can put it in this bag. That one ain't got a label on, but I'll know. The one without the label is the apple. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If this last bit does seem a bit rushed, I just need to clear this all up before my mum gets home. So, yeah, why don't you watch one of the other videos on screen? Click that subscribe button. And now we're over 310 subscribers. So, yeah, we're growing very, very fast. And I really do appreciate that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll get these in the fridge, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye, everybody.